All right, guys, welcome to the Roger Orosco Show. Hey, this is my second campaign clip. My first one was about the posters from the junior high leadership class that they made, and that I had promised them that I would make all safety and anti-bullying items, either a discussion piece at the highest level, the district level, or an action item, which means a vote. And I did. I kept my word to the kids and their parents. So really quick, what I want everybody to understand is that I was on a board for 5 years where the majority themselves brought up less than 5 items. I don't even remember 5 items. So what I wanted people to know is that I was busy working for them. Everything you hear that's negative, there's a lot of negative stuff out there. It's all politics. At the end of the day, people, I would hope, would look for what the trustees have done, their voting records. So anyway, this is what I did during my time in office, and I want the parents to know this. And I did it for them, and I did it for their kids and my kids. So I'll start with at the junior high. I spearheaded the move for full-time cop at the junior high. I spearheaded a move for the drug sniffing canines to go from 20 to at least 30. I think they showed up 28 times my last year I was in there on the board, I think. But anyway, an increase of at least 10. Fencing around Jackson School, I spearheaded that. I spearheaded a move for the junior high, which was on track, and then as soon as we left office, they put a hold on it. That was a very bad deal. Should never have happened. Our kids' safety is the top priority, and you can see that a new board, well, you should know the new board put a stop to it, and it's been years now, and that campus still isn't fenced off, and that's a big deal. We had security guards at the high school in a study hall class called The Rock. I think it was an on-campus suspension class. I spearheaded a move with the help of a mother to get that fixed, taken away. You know, have security on campus protecting our kids, watching the campus, not in a study hall class. Very big deal also. Parameter checks. I spearheaded a move to put parameter checks on all school site safety plans. Extra checks, that way we would have a designated person checking the campus, off and on throughout the day as extra safety precaution. Ironically, I didn't have no support for it. SPREJO, the anonymous anti-bullying tip line. I spearheaded the move for that, worked on it for about 1.5 years. It went through a safety committee. It went through a lot of things before I asked for it to be an action item. And we finally got that done. That's a great win for our kids and our parents. I don't think the district pushes it hard enough. I think we should even have rallies for it. It should be hammered away, but hammered on. But well, that's why board members are very important. You got to know who you put on these boards. More supervision for PE locker rooms, and when the kids are coming out, going in, we were trying to get more supervision for that, but no support. I think it was me and maybe Mr. Larona, if I remember right. We're supporting it, but no one else was. A mental health committee. I brought up a mental health committee that was tabled at the time, never brought back. I was off the board, so I wasn't able to bring it back. But that one's pretty. That was a shot to the gut. Especially we had one board member, Mrs. Winters, kept bringing up mental health. So then, when I finally brought a mental health committee up, she didn't even support it. Yeah, she didn't support it. Wow. Anti-bullying clubs, I brought up, no support. Healthy Kids Survey, which was going to be stopped, we were able to reinstate it. 3 of us. I think it was an actual vote. I can't remember, but I believe it was. So we got that brought back up. It's a great tool that should be used. I spearheaded that move. Lock It Up project. The last year I was there, spearheaded bringing that back. A special day class. I spearheaded that. And what that was going to be was basically a Heartland continuation school at the elementary level for the kids that just don't get it. Yeah, once again, no support. But I was bringing it up. I was working for you. One of my greatest, proudest feelings. I have a son with special needs, and one of the things we were able to do before they had the way they do the budget now with the LCAP, they would come to the board and say, hey, we got extra money, where would you guys like to see the money? I was able to steer it, when it was my turn, I was able to steer it towards special ed. Um, oh man, it almost makes me cry. We were able to do that. So anyway, it's one of the proudest moments of being on that board. Um, oh, I had honesty added to the governance team code of ethics. That's a big deal. So basically, what was being said was, "Hey, man, no one can be lying. We can't have people lying. Everything's got to be honest, man. Everybody works off the honesty. If we do lie, we're gonna have issues." One of the other things, Halloween costumes for kids. Of course, I brought it up. I was always I always thought, hey, if you're going to be asking parents to help, donate money, help out at school all the time, parents don't ask for anything in return. They're not trying to tell people what to do, how to do their jobs, tell teachers how to do their jobs. So the one thing we want, though, a lot of us, is to have our kids have fun in school, especially at the elementary level. So when we want something like, hey, let them dress up for Halloween during that day, if we wanted them to, it shouldn't be a big deal. They've made it a big deal. My kids have been lucky. They went through Jackson. We fought for it, and Jackson continued to do it. But every year was a battle. But I brought that up at the district level. I brought up Christmas programs. We should be having our Christmas programs at night, so the mother and fathers can go. You don't have to take a day off or miss it. And I remember one of the excuses was, hey, we would have to pay the teachers more, pay everybody more. Well, everybody's getting increases. It seems like almost yearly. When you give increases, why wouldn't you attach that, hey, you're going to be doing the Christmas programs at night for the parents? I mean, that's what I thought. That's what I was actually pushing for. I didn't get support, but yeah, I did push for it. Wanted budget. Before we had the LCAP, I wanted budget committees. Before we had the way they do the budget now, I was trying to get committees made up of half parents and half school personnel to go over the budgets, to work on the budgets. I thought that would have been a great thing. Safety, a safety committee, school district-wide safety committee. I think we should have a continuous committee at all times. Job shares at the elementary level for teachers. I never supported that. I remember talking to over 30 parents I think it was the first or second year I had heard about it, and they came to the board. And what it is at the elementary levels, I believe some teachers don't want to. They want to split the jobs during the week. And anyway, I don't believe it's good for our kids. I talked to over 30 parents at the time. They didn't think so. So I didn't support it. I don't think it's in the best interest of our kid. I understand it's good for the employee, but I don't think it's in the best interest for our kids. And I was there for the kids, fair to everybody, but there for the kids. Now, I'd like to bring up one other thing, is when I was on that board, I was asked the first year I was there, they wanted the board to look, the board was split on many issues, but there was an internal part of this board, and I was asked by some members to vote, even though I didn't believe in something, and my vote was going to be, let's say it was a no vote, they wanted me to come out in public and vote yes, with the understanding that everybody knows that it's a no vote behind the doors, but in public it's a yes. That way we all look united. Well, I told them no. That's who I was. I said no, I wouldn't do it. And I think that's a very big deal. I want people to know that when I was asked to lie to you, I said no. And that's the kind of crap that goes on, probably still goes on, I don't know. But I was asked to lie to you guys, and I said no. So I named off a list of items that I fought for, and a lot of these items, they took years of information and bringing them back, conversations, talking. It took a long time. So when I say, hey man, the majority of the board had brought up less than five items, and you can see I named off a lot of items. That's not even everything. I mean, toilet seat covers. I was fighting for our kids to have toilet seat covers. I was the guy who said, hey, wait a minute, man. If everybody else, if all the adults are using toilet seat covers, I want our kids to use them. I was also the guy that said, hey, wait a minute, our kids should all know curses by the time they graduate high school. You know, otherwise it's leaving them a little bit illiterate, partially illiterate. So anyway, I wanted people to know that. People need to know that. Otherwise, what you're going to end up doing is voting for somebody that's status quo. Like I said, I'm the alternative. I'm there to get things done. I got things done. I got a record. What's the knock on me is that I voted. I voted to bring in new leadership. The same vote I had done for the previous 4 years. And so anyway, the way I see it was the good old boys were trying to tell the board what to do, and it's not about the good old boys. It's about our kids. It's about our parents. It's about doing the right things all the time, not politics. What's going on even today, it's nasty. I see the nasty side of politics in our town. So anyway, like I keep saying, if you vote for me, you're voting for the alternative. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to go in there and kick some ass. I always did. And it does cause a big stir because I'm not status quo. So anyway, November 6th, if you vote for Orosco, you're going to vote for someone that's going to go in there and punch guys in the gut. Not literally. But I always keep my promise, man. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this clip. It was a little bit long, but I did have a lot to say, man. I could talk for hours, to be honest, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it, man. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for watching the Roger Roscoe Show. Please share, like. You can tell it's kind of late. I'm outside in the dark. It's kind of creepy out here, but I love doing this. I think it's fun. It's fun to get the information out. So, man, if you could please like and share it, I'd appreciate it. All right, thanks, man. And, yeah, vote Orosco.